Lolly. There it is.
Ready, ready, ready. Here we go.
All right. Ready, ready, rabbit ready. And of course, it's rabbit, meaning we got the weekend is Easter. We've also got Passover. We've got Ramadan. I mean, wow, what a big weekend ahead of. I love it, Mary. If you can see Mary Martyr, oh my God, she's rabbit ready. Is it rabbit season?
Very cool.
Fantabulous. Well, welcome everybody. We are so glad to have you with us on this beautiful Saturday. It is April 8th. And we are on that special holiday weekend where we've got, I think this happens once every 33 years or something like that, where it's Passover, Easter, and Ramadan all at the same time.
Wow.
So, yeah. Welcome to the AMAs with the amazing Robert Hollis. We are going to get started here in just a moment. Now, if you are following us on Facebook, don't forget that you can go ahead and put your question in the chat because we want to ask Robert questions. I see hands being raised here in the Zoom room. So that is awesome, of course. Lots of great things happening today. And I know I'm excited to hear what Robert has to say after the way he prefaced everything this week to make sure that we all are watching Robert today. So for those of you that are on Facebook, of course, you can always type your question in the chat with either a Q or a question, question dot whatever in front of it, and we will ask it on your behalf. For those of you that are watching here on Zoom, very, very simple. You can go ahead and also type your question in the chat, in the Zoom chat, or you can raise your hand. Like we have 4 people already who have done so. Wow, that's awesome. And it's very simple to do. If you want to raise your hand and be acknowledged and ask Robert a question personally, otherwise we will ask the questions on your behalf. To raise your hand and to ask Robert a question, put your cursor in the middle of the screen, and then some buttons will appear below. There's a button down on the bottom that says reactions. Click on that. And then you have another button to click on that says raise hand. It will notify us that your hand is raised and we will call on you as we go through our AMA today. And that's how you do it. So we got a lot of exciting things happening today with Robert. 2 things I want to mention before I turn this over to Robert. First of all, Robert, your lovely wife, Terry, made an amazing vibe of the day that I want to share with everybody because it really is a foundation for a lot of what you share with us and a lot of what takes place. She says, everything that is meant for you, you will have. So stop worrying, make a plan, do the work. Exactly. That's simple. And so the second thing I want to bring up, which some of the people have already brought up and which I saw posted on your Facebook page, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor, first of all, to be associated with Robert, but also to now say that he is a member in the Network Marketing Hall of Fame 2023. So, Robert, until everybody says something here, I want to, on behalf of everybody watching, say my sincerest congratulations to you. It is an honor, well-deserved. It's about time that something like this came out to you because you have dedicated your life for 36 plus years to helping not only to helping us become better people and better networkers. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, it is an honor, a pleasure to introduce my dear friend and brand new member in the Network Marketing Hall of Fame 2020. Let us give it up for Mr. Robert Hollis.
Craig, I love and appreciate you so much, and thank you so much. That was pretty unique. That was pretty unique that happened, and I'm extremely humbled and extremely grateful. It was so funny because Ted that has that Hall of Fame, he posted it. And then believe it or not, Aaron Parker jumped in there and said, I nominate Robert Hollis. And then Ron Henley said that after it. And it's weird how many people try to make things happen, and then all of a sudden, when you're in the right place at the right time, these magical things just start happening. And I'm going to share with every one of you today one of the things that that I took out of the certain way. I took out of the certain way and have radically seen a huge difference in the way that my business works. And so you guys will probably already figured this out, but it's funny. Terry and I right now are learning a bunch from Vision Lakhani on how to do effective visualization and also meditation. And one of the things that he says that when you know that you're in the right mindset and you know that you're on fire, every one of you have been in a place in your life where your energy, your frequency, whatever you want to call it, is vibrating on an all-time high. And let me just give you a couple of places. That's usually, the morning or the night before you're going to go on a vacation. If you've never gone on a vacation, it might be the day of, where you know that night that you're going on a date. It might be your first job, your first day at your work. There's a lot of these things where we're like, oh, we're just, it's not nervous energy, it's excitement, it's enthusiasm. It's like your energy is just out there. And when you do that, that law of attraction happens. You attract the people. All of a sudden, now that I got people that are doing this with me, and reading The Science of Getting Rich every day, or the Financial Success Through Creative Thought, right? Which was the first title of it. So now that everyone's doing that, now I got people that are doing it and they're going, oh my God, I started doing it. And all of a sudden I had 3 people that became customers. I don't even know who these people are. And so this stuff kind of happens to me all the time. And so I've been on this for the whole week, right? I did the secret behind the secret, then the history behind the secret. All of a sudden I see Ted post this thing, right? And I went, I don't even know what this is. So I went to the page. And when I went to the page, if you guys read what it says on the page, the only way to become an ambassador on that page and get into the Hall of Fame is being nominated by one of the other people that are already in it. And it's a little bit apart to do with being a servant, so when you're being a servant to many people, regardless if you make money or not. So I look at the list, and I've spoken on stage 5 times for Eric Worre. Believe it or not, 2 of the times I closed out the event. Twice I've been the closing speaker on Association of Network Marketing Professionals. I've spoken on Ray Higdon's stage with John and Nadia Milton. I was asked to speak on Ray Higdon's stage and done another number of interviews with him, just like I've done with Eric Worre. And I asked nothing for it. Last time I spoke for Ray Higdon, I flew out on my expense. And I did that with the Eric Worre events as well. And AMA, Association Network Marketing Professionals. So when I looked at that list, let me tell you what humbled me more than anything. Okay. So I'm looking at the list, and out of all the people on that list, who do you think are the biggest names in perception to the rest of the world? And so I reach out, leave a text to Eric Worre. Hey, Eric, this is Robert. I hope this message finds you and yours blessed and safe during these uncertain times. And I was wondering if you could do me a huge personal favor. I'd really appreciate it. I didn't know that Ted with businessfromhome.org had where you could become an ambassador and be nominated in the Hall of Fame. but you needed someone that was already in it to be able to nominate you. Eric, would you be willing to do that for me? Instantaneous, less than 30 seconds. Bam, yes, absolutely. I said, all I need is your email. I'll send you an email address with Ted, and all you got to do is say whatever comes to your heart. And then I did it with Ray Higdon. Bam, 30 seconds. I did it with Tom Chenault. Bam, they did it. Then all of a sudden I did it with Ron Henley. Bam, he did it. Simon Chen, you know, bam, he did it. John and Nadia Milton, bam, they did it. And all of a sudden, I looked through the list of the biggest players in this industry and asked them if they would nominate me. And every one of them said, yes, 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 yes. And I just went, wow, maybe I have done something in this world. To know that, you know, that when every one of these people were starting out and they didn't have anybody, that they asked to do interviews with me. And I said, absolutely, absolutely, I'll do it. Now, why am I saying that to you guys? If you guys go look at that page, who are the people that you could reach out to on that page and say, hey, would you do me a huge personal favor? I'd really appreciate it. Would you nominate me to be in the Hall of Fame and an ambassador of the network marketing? Or how many of you would go, not quite there yet? I need to work on me a little bit. Well, let me tell you guys all how to get there. Any of you guys interested in how to get there? Now, here's how you get there if you want that, or another kind of Hall of Fame, right? Is first documentation-based conversation. So I already told you, without you guys are going to have to go watch those videos, The Secret Behind the Secret and The History Behind the Secret, right? Because if you guys are the history behind the science of getting rich, because if you guys use those principles, they work every time. So now, instead of giving you sort of a hint of what it is, I'm just going to tell you what it is. If you listen closely to Bob Proctor, Rhonda Bryn, Oprah Winfrey, Bob Proctor, if you listen to these guys, here's the common denominator that I have with those people. You ready? Once I read it, it lit me on fire. I now know that I know that I know that I know. This is a very spiritual weekend, very religious weekend. And there's only two groups of people. People that know that they know that they know, and people that don't. There's some people that are like, what? And the other people are like, yeah. You know what I mean? And you got to get in that yeah category. So if there's no other book, and I reached out, I had like a 2-hour conversation with Ron Henley yesterday. I would consider him, without a shadow of a doubt, the historian on this industry. He's a historian of network marketing. How many of you guys know a person that has a museum to network marketing? Ron Henley. Ron Henley has a museum of stuff, and he's made such a huge difference in this industry. Do you know that people like myself send him stuff? Send him stuff. So you can reach out and always ask him any questions. And I just know that he'll continue to serve in that manner. So what I want to do first is I want to play a couple of videos. All right. And I just want them to play on this. And I just want you to listen and tell me if you hear what I hear. I hope you do. All right. Can you see that all right?
We got it.
Okay, cool.
Number one, I was really very excited about it because basically the message of The Secret is the message that I've been trying to share with the world on my show for the past 21 years. The message is that you're really responsible for your life. You are responsible for your life. I've known this. I've known this since The Color Purple. In 1985, I've probably told you the story when I did The Color Purple, but in 1985, I did The Color Purple. Prior to that, I had read the book, Larry. Now, this is when I got The Secret thing, but I didn't know it was called The Secret. I read the book, The Color Purple, and then went out and got books for everybody else I knew. And I was obsessed about this story, obsessed about it. I ate, slept, thought all the time about The Color Purple. I moved to Chicago. I get a call from a casting agent asking, would I like to come and audition for a movie? I've never gotten a call in my life from anybody for a movie or anything like that. And I say, is it The Color Purple? And he says, no, it's a movie called Moonsong. And I go, well, I've been praying for The Color Purple. And I go to the audition, and of course it was The Color Purple. I audition. I don't hear anything for months. And I go to this fat farm, and I think it's because I'm fat, because I was about 212 pounds at the time. And I think I didn't get the call back because I'm so fat. And I'm at this fat farm, and I'm praying and crying, saying to God, help me let this go, because I wanted to be in this movie so much. I wanted it. I thought I was going to be in the movie. There was all these signs that I should be in the movie. And I go to this fat farm, and I'm praying and crying. And as I'm on the track singing the song, I surrender all, I surrender all to thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. I'm singing that song, praying and crying. A woman comes out to me and she says, on the track, it's raining. And she says, there's a phone call for you. And the phone call was Steven Spielberg saying, I want to see you in my office in California tomorrow. Now, what I learned from that moment absolutely changed my life forever, because I had drawn The Color Purple into my life. I didn't know Steven Spielberg. I didn't know Quincy Jones, who saw me in Chicago. In 1984, he was there for a lawsuit that was being filed against Michael Jackson because he'd been working on his Thriller album. And he saw me on AM Chicago and said, that's Sophia. Now, I didn't know him. I didn't know anybody that had anything to do with that. But I knew that I had drawn that into my life, and it changed the way I thought about my life forever.
So you're not surprised at the success of The Secret?
I'm thrilled for the success of The Secret. I think that the message needs to go further, because I think the mistake that was made with The Secret is that they tried to, don't know who they are, that they tried to let that be the answer to all questions. It's just one law. The law of attraction is one law. There are many laws working in the world, but it is very true that the way you think creates reality for yourself. There are other factors going on. So it's not everything, but you really can change your own reality based on the way that you think.
Hello there, and welcome. I'm Bob Proctor. I want to have a short class with you. I want you to think of the results that you're getting right now, and then think of where you'd like to go with respect to money. In other words, the star that you would like to shoot at. Do you know that hardly anyone really understands money, which is the probable reason there's so few people make a lot of money? 3% of the population earn about 97% of all the money. Do you know, for years, I struggled and struggled. I thought the answer was work hard. The answer is not work hard at all. In fact, Napoleon Hill said, if you are one of those people who believe that hard work and honesty alone will bring riches, perish the thought, because it's not true. He said, riches, when they come in huge quantities, are never the result of hard work. Riches come, if they come at all, in response to definite demands based upon the application of definite principles and not by chance or luck. In 1968, I sat in the kitchen of Lloyd Conant, the partner of Earl Nightingale Conant. And I was working for him. And I said, Lloyd, how did you start this company? Because they didn't start a company. They literally started an industry. They started the motivation, self-help business as we know it today. And he said, well, he said, I read a little green book all weekend. All of a sudden, I wasn't interested in how he started the company. I wanted to know what the little green book was. And he gave me a copy. That was in 1968. The book was The Science of Getting Rich. And you know, there is an absolute science to getting rich. If you would really like to multiply your income, if you want to change things like night and day, I started to study that book in 1968. I have taught the program all over the world, but I've studied it like a scientist inside out. It's helped me earn millions of dollars. I'm just an ordinary guy. I never really went to school, didn't have any formal education, but I learned how to earn money. Do you know the movie, The Secret, the runaway bestseller? Rhonda Byrne made that movie, and it was founded on the science of getting rich. It was the book that inspired her. 500 million people have been moved from that movie. How you can truly get rich. And I'm not talking just about riches with family and feeling and relationships. That is very important. I'm talking specifically about money. School doesn't teach us how to earn money. Oddly enough, they just don't. You know, I really believe I'd earned over $1 million, and I thought, how did this happen? You see, I've been raised to believe if you're going to earn a lot of money, you got to be really smart. Well, I knew I wasn't that smart, but I was earning a lot of money. I did not believe that there was an emotional or capricious God that reached down and said, let's let Bob turn. I didn't believe that. I didn't think I was lucky, but I really didn't know what I was doing. There was a lot of people doing what I was doing that weren't winning. Well, Wattles has got it all figured out. He's connected the dots and studied it, because I'm going to tell you like that, it'll change your life. Don't ask anybody what they think you should do. Don't even look sideways, and then start to study it, and study it every day. You study it every day. I guarantee you, you'll see your income start to change. Mine did, and it just keeps getting better. And if I can do it, you can do it. Do it.
I discovered The Secret towards the end of 2004, and it was truly the worst time of my life. Everything in my life, just emotionally, physically, financially, everything had fallen apart. My father died suddenly. My mother was just completely grief-stricken. She really didn't want to live. I felt so powerless to help her. I wept and wept and wept, and I didn't want my daughter to see me sobbing. I was just in total despair. And she asked me what was wrong, and I said this and this and this, and she just said, oh, it'll be okay. And then she got a book, and she said, here, Mum, read this. That book was The Science of Getting Rich, written by Wallace Wattles in 1910. Something inside of me had me turn the pages one by one, and I can still remember my tears hitting the pages as I was reading it. It gave me a glimpse of the secret. It was like a flame lit inside of my heart. And with every day since, it's just become a raging fire of wanting to share all of this with the world. I read hundreds of books. I listened to hundreds of hours of audio. I was on the internet in 2.5 weeks. I had traced the secret back through history. Since I discovered the secret, every single moment of my entire life has changed, and I am living my life for the first time.
Okay. Now, 2 people are going to watch this live or recorded, and they're going, all right. I'm going to just focus on this book. And then the rest of you are on your own personal journey. And I don't know, it's your journey. You can decide hey or nay. So you guys already heard my story. I know that Craig plugged it in. You can look up the secret, the secret behind the secret. But there was 2 times that this book impacted me. And the first time was, of course, when I shared with you guys that I was working with my billionaire mentor. So I'm working with my billionaire mentor, Roger Penske. I get hurt. And now I can't be a mechanic anymore. So when things got really, really bad, don't you guys hear a common denominator? Is that, you know, a lot of people that will listen to this video live or recorded, you're not going to change anything because you already think you got it figured out. So you won't be one of those people that obsessively get to a point where you say, I don't want to live like this anymore. I am done. I don't want to live like this anymore. And then when you open that up, I was telling you guys something about Terry and I, you know, it says, you know, we talk about the miracle, right? And it's like when you're on the right path and you're thinking correctly and you're feeling correctly, you see little miracles all day long. Just little things, just and so my thought was today is sharing with you guys not only documentation, but you know, when I decided, you know, I told you guys a story that all of a sudden everything just clicked for me. It was after I started studying this book. And so while I'm sharing you guys all of this stuff and giving away the science of getting rich and using that to sort, which I'm going to talk about in a second, all of a sudden I get one of these couple of these magic moments, right? So being inducted into the Hall of Fame by people that I've admired, that have done well in it, that's one thing. But another thing is this memory came up and I want to share it with you guys. And then I'm going to explain to you exactly how I made that happen. Now, this is something that I shared yesterday, and just listen to this. This was April 6, 2011. A couple of days ago. It shows up at a memory. 20,005 people enrolled in the last 30 days. There's some companies out there right now that are not building this fast, right? And then look at here, 1,024 people came in one day. Now with this company, you had to pay, you had to buy product to get in. Wasn't free. So checks now over $25,000 a week. And 2012 for me was better than 2011. That's when I hit a height of 281,000 for a month. All right. And you see all this growth and you see how much volume and everything. And the only reason that I share that with you guys is that this is what I was teaching back then. All right. What I was teaching back then, same message, same everything. But I know this to be true. So I knew I was going to share this today, and I got a letter in the mail. And there's this guy that I helped. He builds nonprofit organization. His name is Bob Vickers. And the name of his company is called Artful Askers. So builds relationship with doers and donors. And this guy helps people write grants. So me and my son helped him create a website that he still has today. This was years ago. I was going to look and see if he had it. Yeah, so if some of you wanted to look at it, it's called artfulaskers.com. So there's the name again. You can just, look at it. And so it's artfulaskers.com, right? I made such a difference in this guy's life and helped him build a website. And because of what he knew, the guy's never, ever, ever, ever herded for money. Everyone all over the world seeks him out when you need to write grants to get money from governments for your nonprofit organization. And so listen to this. He sends me an envelope every once in a while. And it's not about what people know. It's not about what people know. It's not about the facts. It's not about that at all. It's about people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget the way you made them feel. So I was saying, what would be the main principle of why this works? And I'll tell you why it works. Because when I started going through this book, I knew that I possessed what I needed to change lives of millions and millions and millions of people. And so there's two people that will read chapters 4, 14, and 17 in that order. They won't immediately go, oh my God, how can I shortcut the system? There's got to be a better way than the way that they say it. And so I just want to say to each and every one of you that when that change happened for me, and I made 50,000 in the next 50 days after reading this book, when my life changed and it went from company to company to company to building an organization of 758,000 people in 4 years. Listen to this stat. 8, 16, I always do this all the time. 8, 16, 30, 32. I was doing $32 million in volume a month in my group. Let me just throw that out to you guys. 32 times 12. That's $384 million I was doing in volume in my organization. Do you know how much bigger that is than a lot of companies that are out there right now building a group? Including the one I'm in. Okay, so what was I doing back then? This is what I was doing. Now, before I get into this, how many people have heard me talk over and over and over and over about this certain way? Okay. I messed it up. I'm sorry, you guys. I messed it up. Find it in your heart to forgive me. I messed it up. So, piquing interest with people, exactly the same. Exactly the same. Hi, Mary, I know we don't know each other, but I see that we're friends. Hi, Mary, I see that you're following me. Hey, Mary, I see that you're a part of this page, The Secret. How long have you been listening to The Secret? How much have you been, a lot of people know about The Secret, but they don't know about the science of getting rich. And it's right on our website. Because the majority of people that struggle and don't make money and don't make impact in their life are constantly always shorting cutting. Shortcut, 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 shortcut. Did you hear Bob Proctor when he was talking to Earl Nightingale? And he said, how did you come up with this idea? Well, I was reading that book. Stop talking. What's the name of the damn book? It's the same thing that happened to me. So someone said, all these people sent me emails. You got to watch The Secret. And at the beginning of The Secret, she says, my daughter gave me this book and opened it up. And she said, when I heard about this book, I needed to search the internet to see who else gave credit to it. I stopped the video. and went, what the hell is the name of this book? Because I got Think and Grow Rich first. What if I told you guys that I believe Think and Grow Rich and a lot of other success books that came behind it was just basically to get you distracted and get you off track? Because it's the less time that you spend mastering this. Because let me be, it's my opinion, Think and Grow Rich is over my head. It's over my head. So now you tell people, hey, listen, read Think and Grow Rich. How do you think that makes them feel? You can't read chapter 4. You can't listen to chapter 4 of Science of Getting Rich and go, whoa. Whoa. And then you go to 14, you go, whoa. And then you go to 7 and you're like, I need to read this whole damn book. And what is the longest chapter in the Science of Getting Rich? Do any of you guys know? It's like the longest chapter. Let me go back and click on that. Okay, let me share my screen. Let's look at the longest chapter. Oh, went to the wrong one. See? That happened on purpose, you guys. That happened on purpose because Robert Hollis can get off track. Robert Hollis can get distracted. Robert Hollis can listen to other people with excitement, enthusiasm, and totally get so off track that I'll do videos and promote high life travel instead of what I was supposed to. That happened for a reason. I'm going to delete that link when I get off here. All right. So the longest chapter, 9 minutes, 44 seconds, 7 minutes, 15 seconds, 8 minutes, 27 seconds, 10 minutes, 51 seconds. Oh, the first principle, 12 minutes, 10 minutes and 29 seconds, 7:59, 9:15, 9:19. Oh, I was so not doing the system right that I had people reach out to me and go, Robert, there's no chapter 10. You got them labeled wrong. Well, I didn't know that. 10:29, 8:57, 7:47, 8:07, 8:14, 9:04, 3 minutes and 48 seconds. So the winner was what? 12 minutes? If someone can't listen to 10 minutes, let's call it 11. And then they can't listen to 8 minutes. And then they can't listen to 8 minutes. They pretty much have sorted themselves, right? So I even shared this with people that when you think about it, what people will do immediately is they'll even, and I do want to give you guys a trick that we're watching this video up to 39 minutes in. So I'm trying to figure out, I'm going through this course, right, on how to change a video so that everyone will watch it. And you've seen me do it the day before, but I got better now. So watch this.
If you're a network marketer who's sick of sliding into strangers' DMs, sending random copy and paste messages, and
wow, this thing
Chapter
is
10, further use of the will. You cannot retain a true and clear vision of wealth if you are constantly turning your attention to opposing pictures, whether they be external or imagery. Do not tell of your past troubles of a financial nature. If
Okay. So I bought the audiobook. I went through every one of them. You guys do know this. Listen closely. In 2010, this became 100 years old. Do you know that I shared in my story that I went on Google and I put in the science of getting rich audio? Nothing. Nothing. That's 2006. Now, if you go to Audible, and put in the science of getting rich audio, there's hundreds. I stopped counting the pages and I did it at 50. That means that every one of you guys now could click on the link on Wikisource, read it, record yourself, and put this up on Audible for free. And if you guys look at how many views there is on YouTube on this, that Oprah Winfrey video, 1.2 million views. And what did it say? Oprah, interview of Oprah about The Secret. 1.2 million views. So people are like, how do you find people, right? So I went to this link, made the text bigger. I'm recording it with a software called ScreenFlow. And then I went over here and clicked play. And while it's playing, I'm going through while it's there. Some of you, that's too technical. That's okay. You'll get there. So what I taught people in the past, and then we'll get into Q&A, is I said, reach out to people and give them a gift. So, hi, Mary. Hope this message finds you and yours blessed during these crazy times. I just would like to connect with you because you liked my post, or you followed me, or you shared my post. I seen you on this page. We'll talk about that in a second. And as soon as you do that, you could say, hey, they respond back. Thank you very much. You know, looking for people to respond back. And you guys will see the number of people that reply back to you radically change. Radically change. If you listen and read a chapter of this book before you started reaching out to people. So the intention and the goal is to plant seeds to get people to know, like, and trust you. Are you guys following me? So when they reply back, you can say, hey, and this is what you say now. Mary, have you ever heard of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles? It was written in 1910. If you're interested, I'd like to send you some audios in the free book. That's what I taught when I was bringing in 1,000 paid members a day. So why did I change? I changed because Josh made the opportunity of MDC free to get involved with. And I said, wow, let's lead with the opportunity. Let's lead with money. Let's lead with technology, free app, free back office. I stopped doing this a certain way. So I taught all these people, hey, can you read this book and get inspired? Yeah. Can you tell everybody in the world about that? Yeah. It's only after people respond back to that, thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, that was awesome. Then you now say, wow, you're welcome. I was wondering if you could do me a huge personal favor. You just got them a book. You got them to think different. You got them to hear something different. Now you ask them, hey, could you do me a huge personal favor? I'd really appreciate it. I'm helping the company expand right now, and we're looking for people that want to make extra money. You can create a free account, just like you did with Amazon, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. Did you guys catch it? Now, the next thing I want to show you guys really quickly is, did I shut that page? Okay, hang on 1 second. Okay, you guys will be able to see this, but I'm also going to post the link in the group. All right. Done. Now go back here and click share. So when I first watched The Secret, I went through every name that The Secret had. The Page The Secret, Rhonda Byrne, Bob Dole, Jack Canfield, Lisa Nichols. I went through every name that I could find that were people that were part of The Secret. And I don't know which one of these people will resonate with you, but I'm telling you right now, all the people that liked or followed these people, we're talking tens of millions of people right here. Tens of millions of people. And these people, if they're listening to these people, right? Their mind's going to be in the right mindset. But a lot of these people, like Rhonda Byrne, not saying anything negative, but she's not going to publish the audios. That's where I got the audios, is off Rhonda Byrne's website. And chapter 10 is left out. Why is chapter 10 left out? Because chapter 10 is the one, and chapter 9 are the ones that tell you, listen, don't be following other people. Don't be following other books. Don't be following other teachers. You sure don't want to have people listen to a book and then they go, oh, by the way, don't listen to other people a certain way. Listen to this certain way. So you'd want to take that out so that you could sell your book, The Secret, your book, The Magic. Bob Proctor, takes one chapter of The Science of Getting Rich, buy my book, and every one of these people have courses. Every one of these people have made millions of dollars because they took The Science of Getting Rich, made it their version, and made millions. And they'll mention this book, but they won't give it credit. Does that make sense to you guys? So be very aware of people that are trying to get you off track, because I'll leave you guys with this and we'll move on. I said I was going to post that, didn't I? Okay. So I also have, for those of you that are challenge oriented, I also have a Q&A on people that think they know the secret. So when you get people that go, hey, you know what? I know the secret. I know what I'm doing. I read that one time while I was distracted. I remember that. And what I do with those people is I send them this. Copy. I send them this. Oh, I might as well show it. Oh, so you think you know the science of getting rich? Let's go down here. Where's chapter 10? XX, there it is. What about telling your past troubles? Explain the use of the will and properly directing the attention. So if you spend any of your time, and oh, by the way, Corky, let me tell you about my story. You know, the government the state took me away from my parents. They were alcoholics. My dad beat me up. I was abused in every way you can think possible. I grew up in foster homes and orphanages. Yeah, that's not helping me. I'm broke. I got one leg shorter than the other. I'm dyslexic. It's like, wrong story. Wrong story. Right? Chapter 9. Can you keep your mind thinking as you want to think? If not, what's hindering you? What's stopping you from daydreaming all day and being excited that if someone, oh, thank you, I got a download. You guys know the parable about having good seed and planting in good ground? If no one told you what good seed is, I just told you. If your only goal for the rest of your life was to make sure that you were one of the people responsible for getting millions and millions of people connected to this, you would alter and change their life, what would make them feel like you are one of the most important people in the entire life. And I, Robert Hollis, got connected with people that started building their brands. And Eric Worre had what was called a six-figure summit. Six-figure summit. You had to prove to people that you made six figures. Are you guys following us? So I'm sitting in the room with 350 people. And I get called upon because me and Jeff Roberti were sitting next to each other. And I think I was like at 35 or 38 million in lifetime earnings. And I'm sitting next to a guy that made 80 million. And they were asking who made the most money. And me and Jeff Roberti didn't even stand up. And all of a sudden, Eric goes, Robert Hollis. I said, yes, sir. He goes, why haven't you stand up? We asked anybody that made over $1 million to stand up. And I jokingly said, I was waiting for you to get to my number. Because he said, how many people made over 2 million in lifetime earnings, 5 million in lifetime earnings? And he goes, oh, so when we got to your number, you were going to step up. And I said, yeah. And so they were asking people if they could share with everyone what they thought. And this is what I said. I wish to God that all the people that were taught things to make them successful, that if they weren't currently doing them, they should stop training them. Because I said, there's this stuff that people do called training, and a lot of people get paid for training. And so that's why they do it, because they get paid to do it. But the stuff that they're training is not the stuff that they're doing. And I said, let me give you an example. How many people in this room have read and studied The Science of Getting Rich? 350 people in the room, not one person raised their hand. What were they promoting? Think and Grow Rich. OPE, OPM. So you can be one number off the save. And I'm human, just like all of you. So when I went back to what got me. See, I seen that and I went, what the hell was I doing there? I was making people that were at the right place at the right time feel better than they ever felt in their life. Those people that I made feel good followed me. Then they wanted to know how to make money, and I introduced them to my business. So I taught people, how many of you can reach out to people, like on that list, The Secret, and you like the page, and after you like the page, you really, truly give what you want. You find stuff on these pages of these people that you like, and then you really heartfelt plug into them. And when they do something great, you write a heartfelt message. You look at other people that make a heartfelt message, and you can respond right in the response. Corky, have you ever read The Science of Getting Rich? Or what would you say is your favorite book? Oh my God, my favorite book is the Bible. The Bible is the best book in the world. Oh, the Quran is Buddha. Okay, so whatever they say is their favorite book, right? Because you sure wouldn't want to say that some book's better than the Bible, right? So in the Bible where it says, lean not on your own understanding, that it's better to give than receive. What are you giving? What are you giving? Every day, what are you giving? Or are you looking for people to join your business and buy your stuff? What are you giving? Advice? This is what I'm giving. Did you guys follow that? I'm not going to send them my version of it. I'm not going to send them a shortened version. You guys see me say that already, right? So people say, well, listen, if you read 4, 14, and 7, people went, oh, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on YouTube, find someone that did 4, 14, and 7, and I'm going to share their link. Whatever. I bet you that person really enjoys you doing that, though. Because you shared a link of somebody else's stuff. You're giving their seed out, not your seed. Are you guys getting this, or am I like just okay? So until you get your seed, I'm changing every one of the chapters as we speak. I'm going to do just like the one I just showed you. But this is the seed that I'm giving out. Now, the one thing that's very unique about my seed is I don't have it associated with other stuff that oh, Craig, you sent me a message. I'm sorry. All right. So that's what I'm going to be sending out. When I finish it, you guys will be able to know it because I'm going to have a Google Drive link underneath there for people that are not technical. And when I send you the Google Drive link, you can share that, which will be connected to nothing, getting no one back to anything, but you'll be able to download it if you would like and put it up on your own YouTube channel. All right. So that's all. The person that plants the most seeds wins. Always, 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 always. And so now I can go back and say to people, listen, when was the last time, ever since I shared this back with Terry, she not only remembers our high, right? So when I got involved in MDC, some of you were with me. Do you know what I did from starting with MDC all the way to super affiliate? Exactly what I'm telling you right now. It wasn't until the pandemic happened that I messed it up. I got distracted. Oh my God, there's not another company out there allowing people in for free. And they have this technology, this comp plan, they got all the brands, the products are amazing, the training is amazing. Oh my God, I started sowing different seed. Am I saying that the seed that I was sharing was not good seed? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it didn't make them feel anything. Sharing them a free affiliate link or sharing my video is not making them feel. It's not changing their paradigm. It's not going, oh my God, how did I not know about the thing that made Oprah successful? Bob Proctor, Larry King. Why didn't I know this? If I would have known this, I would have focused on it. So see how many people you can connect with that have never heard of the science of getting rich and get them to read that. Because the people that read, go thank you, and read those chapters, I know will be very, very, very grateful to the person that shared it with them. That's all I have to say. Craig, got anything to add?
No, except watch everything that Robert said again. And really, really listen and get all this information. And we did post those links in the chats, and to make sure that you definitely subscribe to that YouTube channel that Robert shared with us. If not, I'm sure you can contact Robert, myself. We will share the links with you. The point is in both the Facebook and in the Zoom chats, that link is ready for you to go to. So bless you, Robert. Wow. And, we have quite a few people with questions here. Will we be able to get them in?
Yes, why not?
Okay. Then I don't want to waste any more time. Let's get started. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people are excited about this, but we are here to ask Robert anything. It is AMA. This is Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. So, let's get going. And I see, I'm going to get started with John Tier because I saw his name appear first. Bill Shoemaker, Mary Martyr, Mary Valchik, Corey Quintet, Arlene Fisher, Sandy Baker, you guys are there. We got you. And then 2 questions outside of that. So lots to do. Let's get going. John, I see you there. Open up, please. And please share.
Wow, Robert. It's just wow. I probably have more comments than anything, oh man. I will say that I did share the Science of Getting Rich, the newest version that you gave me 17 times today, and and you talked about sowing seeds. That's how I think about it. In the springtime, I'm always working on a lawn and putting dirt out there and putting seeds out there. And so it's that same principle,
Yes.
where I'm just keep sowing seeds, keep sowing seeds, keep sowing seeds. I mean, when you sow seeds, you don't go out there the next day and say, where's my grass? You just kind of wait for it and you water it and it nurture it and it, and it comes up, it does what it's supposed to do. I thought about that, and the Science of Getting Rich, the version that you had sent, we were talking about that. Dennis Waitley actually cut out a whole paragraph and a half when he was reading. He went from 9 and then he jumped over to parts of 10. And the reason why I know that is because I had read 10 and I started listening to 9, and all of a sudden I said, wait a minute, did this video skip? And when I took the book and I was reading along with what he was saying, and then he just jumped to 10. I said, oh, so when you read 9, when you actually read what 9 actually says,
Yes.
I know why people, it may not be politically correct, if you will,
Right.
because that section says you take responsibility for your own life.
Yep.
If you think about these things, this is why this keeps happening, is because you keep thinking about these things. You keep talking about the past keeps coming up.
Yep.
And so he really, really goes in and just says, hey, you're responsible for you. Same thing that Oprah said.
Yeah.
You know, you're responsible for you. So now, as far as you going off track, Robert, you had to go through Samaritan. That's all. You just went through Samaritan.
Well, it's you know, the reason that I came back to it was, you know, God gets all the credit. You know, I and mentally sometimes I'm in my mind going, why isn't it working for people? And it's all because of the people. We move forward based on what people make us feel. And the first, I mean, from the first eye glance to the first smile to the first everything, our first comment is all based on the way you're making them feel. And if people say, well, you know, people don't feel things when you send them texts, or yeah, they do. Have any one of you gotten a hello from someone and you immediately made you change the way you felt? Yeah. And so, you know, I know the faster that you can plug in the law of reciprocity, as Oprah said, you know, law of attraction's one thing, but the law of reciprocity, or giving, to me, is when you give someone a compliment, a sincere compliment. And when we came on here, Craig said, Mary, I love your ears. Why does that immediately allow Mary to smile? Why does it lift her spirit? Why did it lift everyone's spirit? Because when you're really, truly who you are, so why wouldn't you reach out to everyone you know? Why wouldn't you reach out to your family and friends? I'll tell you why. Why won't you reach out to strangers? Is because it goes against who you are. You don't want to ask for help. You don't want to bother people. You don't want to sell them things. You don't want to get them involved in anything. But if you got something to give people and you read a chapter, listen to it, got inspired, got in that energy, and then started sharing it. Have you guys ever seen anyone during these times stand on a corner with a blowhorn and say, hey, listen, if you don't accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you're going to burn in hell?
Yep, I've seen that.
Okay. In a way, they're giving the right message. Their delivery sucks.
I actually told a guy that one time. He was downtown Chicago and he used to stand out there, and I stopped him. I said, you know, you talk about more about people going to hell, but we should talk about God's love. You know, these people already know they're bad. They already know they got stuff going on with them. You should talk more about God's love.
Yeah.
You know, because he loves everybody. So yeah. So yeah, Robert, you got that list back. I was looking for that list. I was looking for that list. I said, man, I know he had a list out here one time. I went through all the vision and couldn't find it. And man, and here it is. You brought it back and love it.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank
Yep,
you.
so
Dan.
I'm good.
All right. Love and appreciate you.
You too, man.
Robert, what about those questions? Do you think those questions would be available for us to also download?
Yeah. Did I send them? I thought I put
No, that was my message I sent to you. So
oh, you're like, give them to me. All
well, you shared them.
I did. It would be funny when I've sent this to many people, and I've always used it privately, but I think this is cool. because it's like a driver's test. If you guys already knew what was going to be asked on the driver's test, why would the person put together this question and answer? Because they want to really make you understand that you are missing parts of that book. You're not thinking correctly. And since you brought that up, I want to share this with you guys. You know, how many of you have really asked yourself while you're reading this, what is the certain way? Do you know that's the next chapter, by the way, 11? So for you people that are asking, I have the ones up there because I don't want to break the recording, but I'm replacing the recordings as fast as I can. You know what I mean? So I'll replace every one of them so they are exactly like the book. But listen to this. What is the certain way? And I wrote this, and I'm not a good writer. Maybe I should have used AI. Okay, what is the certain way? Basically, knowing that you are creating your own experience with your thoughts and your actions that grow out of your thoughts. So you must not only think, but you must act on your experiences. Now, those would be experiences that we visioned, right? Vision inspires success in others now. So you want to constantly be daydreaming. You know, now I'm going to go back to experiences. I wrote this up so you guys will see misspellings in it and all kinds of grammar stuff, and who cares, right? Okay. Here's the simple Robert. Ready? If you're not looking forward to something all day, every day, you're in trouble. So when you wake up in the middle of the night, you're thinking about the stuff you're looking forward to. Remember I said a date or a vacation? See, I every day get up and I'm looking forward to having 1 million followers. Every day I get up and I'm excited looking for the experience of being willing to say that I currently have 1 million active people. That's what I'm looking forward to. Did you guys notice that I didn't say a rank or how much money I'm making? My son Matthew knows me so well. And I don't even know if Corky knows this. But do you guys know on YouTube that they'll send you a plaque when you hit 100,000 subscribers? That's what I'm going for right now. I'm going to get a plaque to hang on my wall that says I have 100,000 subscribers. And then I'm going to get the one that's a half a million. And then I'm going to get the one that's 1 million. I just think that it also may happen on the rest of my social medias. Got it? Corky, what's the, we'll ask you when you come. Okay, so back to you, Bill.
Yeah, speaking of Bill Shoemaker.
Oh.
It's okay.
I see.
You're right. You're on it, Robert. You're on it. That's okay.
Back to you, Craig. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, Bill Shoemaker, you are up next.
Thank you, Craig.
Let us go. Have it.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you, Robert. Whew, man, you are amazing.
Thank you. So are you.
Oh, my God. Oh, I wanted to, congratulations on making it to Canton.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's awesome. That really is awesome.
Yeah, it was funny. And one quick thing, when I asked Eric Worre if he would nominate me for the Hall of Fame, the very first thing that he said to me is, he said, "Why aren't you on my Hall of Fame?" And I go, "I didn't know you had one." And he says, "Well, we'll get you inducted into my Hall of Fame this year. I'll have my people reach out to you."
That's so awesome. So I got real excited this morning. I started to my perfect day.
Hey,
Something I heard you say so many times, and I'd start it and it's too much work. But this morning I started writing out and really imagining it, put it in my mind, and using all my 5 senses, right? And I got excited. Yeah, it was great. So thank you for that. That's
awesome, Bill.
So what I've noticed too is I mark my stars every day. And last week I said, I'm drawing a line in the sand. Well, you know, over the days start to go by and people walk over that line and the tide comes in and washes that line away. Got to earn it every day.
Yeah, you do.
Every day. So just a realization, a download that I got. So what I got on the videos that you shared was that you are responsible for your own life and you can create your own reality. And I surrender all is what Oprah said. She surrendered, right?
Yeah.
That's it. That's what I got. Thank you, brother. Love you.
Love you too, Bill. Thank you for your input. I always appreciate you.
Bill, thank you so much. And appreciate everybody who is adding to this. This is an amazing AMA.
It feels different, doesn't it?
It does. It really, really does. And you are part of it. I say you, not only you, Robert, but everybody who is watching this. You are a part of this transition.
Yeah.
This new beginning.
The way.
The way. This is the way. I wonder, Robert, okay, just as an aside, before we get over to Mary Martyr, who's next, our lovely bunny, I wonder if This Is the Way from The Mandalorian could have been inspired by The Certain Way from The Science of Getting Rich. Just an observation.
I'll know it. I know it was, and I'll tell you why. It's so cool to be able to see these strings that all go back. Joseph Campbell, that put together the hero's journey, was inspired by The Science of Getting Rich. Did you know that, Craig?
I had no idea.
So people are saying, well, what does that mean? Well, what's the name of the guy that created Star Wars?
George Lucas.
George Lucas was inspired by Joseph Campbell. He used the hero's journey when he created the first Star Wars movie with Luke Skywalker.
And that makes absolute sense. I'm posting the hero's journey overview in both chats right now. So There we are, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Okay. We can tangent a lot. We have a lot of people who are waiting for you. Let's go into our dear, sweet, lovable rabbit, Mary Martyr, or Martyr. I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. Martyr. Go ahead, Mary, unmute yourself and share.
Hey, everybody. So glad to be here.
Hi, Mary.
Oh my gosh, in heaven. So I'm telling you, don't just read them, study them.
Yeah.
Study. That's all I have to say. Why? Because you're worth it.
Yes.
And you share anything from here, you're going to share it because you're sending love. You're not going to share it, oh, because I want you in my business. I want you to buy products. No. No, it won't work because that energy will go right through the internet to the receiver. Okay. I've read this book 14 times.
Wow.
Number 14. And I have to tell you, every time I read it, I get more and more aha moments. It's like, how did I do that before? But it's like the neurotransmitters in my brain are getting more acutely wired. That's the only way I can say it. Okay. Before I go on. So whoever of all of us here in the Hollis tribe is going to Nashville. I am envisioning all of us, for at least 30 to 45 minutes being in a room together.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Right? I mean, the energy that is being transmitted through your daily videos, Robert, and with AMAs is so freaking powerful. I could plug myself right in right now on the wall. And these ears would light up. So imagine if all of us could meet in the physical world, stop the train. So yesterday I had a major aha moment when I read chapter 10 for the 15th time. And so my purpose now for getting rich is twofold. I want to be able to buy hundreds, if not thousands, of these books and give it to the homeless here in Palm Beach County.
Wow.
Want to make sure every graduating high school senior every year gets a copy of this book. And it blows me away here in Palm Beach County. Well, just in the little village of Wellington where I live, there are 35 billionaires living right here. And right here where I live in the little village of Wellington, kids are going to bed hungry and getting up in the morning hungry. I'm going to change that.
Yes, you are.
One more thing. Oh no, two more things. I'm sorry. I'm going to go real quick. So today is day 34 of my 100-day challenge.
Yay!
I've done the 10-day, I've done 30s and da-da-da-da-da. And so when I was been reading this book, took me forever. Why? A little tiny thing. I didn't want it to end. That this is like, what's his, Og Mandino and I are hanging out, having our little.
How does it make you feel?
Oh, okay. Right. So now the ending of this book, wait a minute, I got to read it again. That can't, really? Okay, fine. So Simon Potter, who wrote the God Memorandum, tells Og Mandino before he can publish it, he has to read it 100 days.
Yes.
So, well, hell, if Og Mandino can do it, I can do it. So that's what I'm doing.
I love you, man. That's
oh my God. And okay, so business. So Robert, you just had your 5th anniversary with My Daily Choice. Okay. Right. So let's go back to your very first day, My Daily Choice. You've got your back office set up. You're ready to go. I think, what is the term? How did you launch your business?
I launched my business by saying that I believed that I just believed so much that this was a vehicle that people could use to get their finances. So I at that time, they didn't have a free sign up. They had what was called a pre-enrollee. And right. I knew that the way to create momentum is to say as little as possible to as many people as I could, as fast as I could. And so my deal is to reach out to people, ask them if they have ever heard of the science of getting rich. Once I got them connected and I knew that they trusted me, I would ask them to do me a huge personal favor and actually pre-enroll, which today we would ask them to become a free affiliate to get the information that they needed to refer me to somebody else.
Perfect. Yep. Perfect.
So if you guys are not me, that's why I did a video. That's why I did a video of me. Because I always used my mentor, Mary. I always used my mentor because he was so much more confident and had so much more posture. And you know, he had the it factor and he was charismatic and he knew how to be able to inspire people to do things. So that's why I wasn't interested, and me messing it up. That's why I was willing to give praise and recognition to someone that had that. And so for people that I knew wouldn't do it, I just wanted them now to first connect with people that are open-minded and connect them to the science of getting rich. And once you plant that seed, then ask them to do you a huge personal favor.
Perfect. Thank you so much. See
Love
you,
you,
Nick.
Mary. Have a great weekend. I love your ears.
Wow. Very good, Mary. Thank you so, so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Craig.
Bless you.
Craig's amazing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so very much. It's an honor, Robert, and I'm going to say it right here. I know I've said it before, and I will continue to say it. It's an honor to work with you and to share this with you and to be part of this, to share with everyone. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Let's move right along. Corky Kinter, I see your hand is raised. Let's go ahead and unmute and please share.
Hi there. You guys hear me okay?
Sure can. Hi, Corky. How are you?
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you. You know, I knew when you looked in the camera just a couple videos ago and you go, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And you had your eyes were watered up. This deep felt passion. That was amazing. I said, Robert, this is to the core. This is to the core. I pictured you having sleepless nights on turning this around, turning the ship around a little bit. You know, I really did. And that was so, to me, it hit me strong. I felt it.
Oh, thank you. When you said it just right now, it choked me up.
Right.
I don't like to let people down, and I'm really sorry. And now I get to prove to everyone that I can get off track, that I can get distracted, and I can forget the combination to the safe. I can, you know, because I was telling people, my next goal, I'm super. Now all of a sudden it's pandemic, Corky. And I'm gonna, I was telling everybody, next step, master. Next step, master. Next step, master. And every day that I started doing that, I was watching my business go backwards.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't want to tell you what they're making right now because they don't want to admit that their volume's going down. And so then when your volume's going down, then you say, I got to make money. I got to make money. I got to make money. Wait a minute. That's not right. I got to get to 1K. I got to get to 1K. I got to get to 1K. So now you're setting goals and you keep missing your goals. And how does that make you feel? That makes you feel like I shouldn't be doing this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't like the way this feels.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so
I had a couple of other things if you're done.
Go ahead.
I didn't want to.
Please.
Okay. Because of what, as far as reading, starting, you know, I sit down the first day and went to my storage and found this book. I've had it for over 2 years. And I went and found the book, dug it out of storage and went, okay, and sat down that evening and read it. And I'm not a good reader, but I found Audible. I read it at the same time Audible is going over, and it doesn't skip chapter 10. It doesn't skip chapter 10. So, which is really good because I found one that did as I'm looking for those. There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of them, but if you want to do Audible and then read along, it's really good. So that's what I've been doing. Okay. So my question is, I heard you say the other day, your last video, I heard you say, I want to do a training on this.
Yes.
Okay, so and I went, okay, in between, because it may take you a while to do it. I don't know.
No,
I started listening to Bob.
Starting Monday.
Oh, okay, good. I want to go into that a little bit more if you wouldn't mind. But I started listening to Bob Proctor. I've known about Bob Proctor for years. But help me with a thing that the reason I started listening to Bob Proctor is because when people start talking about vibration and stuff, throws me off because I'm a diehard Christian. You know, it's hard for me. Do I read this or the Bible? You know, what you said earlier really made me think. So I'm just trying to put it in line. I'm trying to put it in line because I lived in California for a short time and I got into the New Age. It wasn't for me. It may be for you. I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
But I needed to go back to my roots was Christianity. So I have I'm working through that. I'm working through that part of it for me. I'm trying to figure that out. So, and then it says, don't listen to any churches, don't listen to any pastor preachers that speak against this. And I got red flags flying a little bit that I'm trying to get past.
I'm glad you brought that
I'm
up.
going to talk real to you. I'm going to say what's on my head. If I don't want to miss that one little thing. I want to make sure I'm on that path doing it right. So, so about your training, that'll help me maybe get through some of this stuff. I'm very excited about. And then I have another thing about 4:14 and 7. Is that what I'm supposed to be reading, or do I read the book just back and forth, back and forth? Then
when you're introducing it to people, when you're first introducing the book to people, you want to tell them read 4, 14, and 7 in that order.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're first introducing it to people, that's what you want them to do, because you want them to believe, oh, there are short chapters, I can do that. Whenever you say to someone, you should read this book, the first response to people is no. But if you say, listen, check out this book, it's written in 1910. And I'll even bring this up because Mary brought it up. If you guys, you want to be able to get rid of all resistance. And if you get rid of resistance, people will act. And that's why from now on, I'll always share that wiki source link that I posted. Because instead of telling them to get the book, if they can click on a link that's wiki source where they can read it immediately, I'm getting rid of the resistance. Because I can guarantee you there's people that are going to watch this video live and recorded, and they're going, where I need to get a hold of Corky, and I got to get a hold of Mary, because that book has that gold foil on it, and that gold foil looks like the Willy Wonka ticket, and I need to get that book. And see, we immediately, why is everyone smiling? Why is everyone smiling? I know how people think. I'm a people. I'm a people. So now people can't stop their study, and they can't move forward until they get a hold of Mary and get a hold of Corky to find out what's that book. What book is that? See, that's who we are as people. So I even tell Craig sometimes, if I mention something, as soon as you throw up Bob Proctor's book, Born to Be Rich. Oh my God, now I'm on that one. See, we got to be really, really careful about the distractions, the total distractions.
That's my other question. I got this book because you showed it the other day.
Yeah.
That Jenna was reading. So I got it. But then I go, am I supposed to be doing this? That's why I ask about the training. Am I supposed to be doing this, of course, and then I do this.
Master, the science of getting rich.
Okay.
So the stuff that I told you guys in the past was me doing my best to be a human being and just give you all the knowledge that I had. If you guys were asking me what I thought was more important, this book or The Science of Getting Rich, I don't think, let me say this as slow as I can. Thank you for bringing this out, Corky. You brought this out of me. I asked AI. I've been asking them questions about everything so I can, really, and I used to say to people all the time that, 95% of people are not sales types. I found out that number has changed. Now it's 87. No, 83. 83% of people are not sales types, not 95. Why not be accurate with the information? So have you guys ever heard this statement? This statement is what percent, you guys can post it if you would. What percent, Corky, I want to ask you, what percent is our mindset and our belief in what we're doing versus knowing how to do it?
What percent?
I'll say it again. So on one hand, everyone wants to know, what do I do? I want to know who I contact, where they're at, where's the best people, when's the best time to contact them, what's the script you're using, what's the sequence and process. See, there's people that want to know what to do.
99%.
Person that says, it wouldn't make a difference what you told me to do. I'm not doing it.
Oh, yeah.
So the other person is like, why don't I do? Why don't I do? So what percentage is on each side? What percentage do you think, Corky, and the rest of you that can do it? I seen Chris put 90-10. Kevin put 100%. What percent of it is our mindset? What percent of it is who we are and the way we're thinking? What percent?
90%, 95%.
See, isn't it funny that, I've heard Tony Robbins, I've heard pastors, I've heard all kinds of people talk about the knowing versus the mindset. Man, if you want to go directly to religious belief, you can't do nothing without faith.
Right.
They say, if you had the faith of the mustard seed, that you could move a mountain. Why are they saying and measuring faith the size of the smallest seed? I'll tell you why. Because with that little bit of faith, you have no doubt. With that little bit of faith, you can move a mountain because you finally destroy doubt and fear.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I asked AI this question. What percent do successful people say is mindset versus the actual game plan, business plan, the process? And here's what AI said. AI said there's really not a percentage based on someone else's success, but whatever someone's done that's been successful, another person does not have to do. So it said, if you were a successful football player, other people that want to be successful and fulfilled and happy don't need to know anything about football. So it said the analogy that they gave was, if you know people that are fulfilled and happy and successful, the way they did it has nothing to do with other people. But every person that became happy and fulfilled and successful had to have the belief they could do it.
Right. Yes.
So the answer that someone put in here, Peter put 100%, Kevin put 100%. Man, without faith and belief in where you're going and looking forward to knowing that you could get there, without that, You can have
done.
all the information of what you need to say, who do you need to say it to, and it's not going to work. Some of you are going to do exactly what I said with Science of Getting Rich, and it's not going to work for you. Because you're doing it, you're not feeling it. You're doing it, you're not feeling it.
But what it does say in here, if you're doing the action, the faith comes with it too, because you get results.
Yeah.
You start getting
Yeah.
the results. It's just that it's like what helped me is that just this happened yesterday is I've read it, I'm studying it, I'm, doing 4 and 14 and 7 as I had Clapper. I don't know if you know, it's another social media company, reach out to me. They want me to come to do their, come on their platform and bring people. There's a big battle going on in social media. All of them are battling, and people are saying TikTok's going to go away. For some of you don't know, obviously I'm Santa, and I have a Santa Corky on TikTok, and that's not a advertisement. I have 1,000,001 followers, but it's helped me with a lot of things, and I'm going to YouTube actually even stronger now than I ever have. And I have a coach for it and everything. So I suggest YouTube, but Clapper, but it's out of nowhere after I did this because I'm frustrated with TikTok. And some things going on with it, and it came out of nowhere. I got this email from a manager at TikTok at Clapper. I went, oh, okay. I took some action. This is happening. I have more faith. Because of it. Now you had a question for me.
And the answer to your other two questions, Corky, quick, is there's always going to be resistance in your religious thinking.
Oh yeah.
But with the actual deal, I the one thing that I do with everyone is I always say that my favorite scripture in the Bible is lean not on your own understanding.
Yes.
So for me to constantly read something and listen to something, I believe that the programming that I have in my mind, Corky, is I just go, listen, if I knew everything and understood everything, I know that I would have better results than I have right now. Not only success-wise, but the number of people that I impact and with me personally. Does that make sense?
Yes, very much so. Yes.
So
that's why I'm wide open on this.
Yeah. So that's why I really, really digest it, because I'll tell you one that I have trouble with. Especially when you put so much effort and time into doing something, and then you read something that says, hey, listen, Jesus performed miracles because he believed. And then it says in the scriptures that I pray that you do more than I.
Mm-hmm.
So Jesus is telling us that I pray that you do more than I did. Right. And I'm like, dang, that's a lot of faith.
Right. No kidding.
I'm not raising people from the dead. I'm not doing miracles. There's a lot of stuff that if I'm supposed to be able to do more than he did, why ain't I doing it?
Right.
So that's the one. So Corky, I always love what you're saying, man. It's we're all just living and moving closer to where we're going, and that's it. So I appreciate you, man.
Right. And you were going to ask something about your goal is to go to and get 100,000 subscribers, and then you said, but you wanted to ask me something or.
Oh, no. My goal, instead of trying to think about being a master affiliate, my goal's got to go back to how many seeds and how fast can I go out there to the 8 billion people, and how fast can I sow these seeds to them? So whenever I've gotten massive success in my life, I was planting seeds like that.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of focusing on a position or focusing on selling something. Mm-hmm. So, when I'm focused and my intent is correct, and I read it and I get so excited about it that I want to share it with everyone in the world. That brings back to Mary. How do you launch your business? Well, I launched my business because I immediately wanted to tell more people about, them getting their feelings right with the science of getting rich.
Perfect. Great. Thank you, everyone. I didn't mean to take that long of a time, but I really appreciate this group. And I'd like to know more about the training.
Yeah. We'll make announcements as soon as we get it going, but I plan on my goal, my feeling. See, I'm going to change it. Get away from goals. My feeling is I'd like to start the first one on Monday. And I'm just going to start. I'm just going to start with chapter 1 and go through 1 and go all the way through every chapter of the science of getting rich. I've done it in the past, but I'm a different person today. And I'm going to be streaming those on YouTube.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to let people know before I do it, how they can find me on YouTube and what they got to do to watch me on YouTube. I have 40% of the people that I have on YouTube are not subscribers. They watch my videos, but they're not subscribed. So
that's crazy.
I'm gonna focus more on that, build that up, and it's funny. I make 15 cents or 15 or 17 cents a month right now off Facebook, and I make $300 a month off YouTube. So
Facebook's changing everything. Same with Instagram. I could talk all day about this. This is my world, but so YouTube's where to go.
That's why I'm focused there. So, all right, let's fly through the rest of these people. We're getting behind.
So much great stuff, Robert. So much great information. Corky, thank you so much. Obviously these are things that we wanted to bring up. So fantastic. Mary Valchik, I hope you're still with us. I know your camera's off, but I see your hand up. Can you turn your camera on? And then there we are. And there's the unmute. So please open up and share. Almost there. All right, hang on. There's the ask to unmute. So click on that. That should do it. Now we got you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Robert, hello.
Hi, Mary. How are you?
Good, thank you. Actually, very awesome. So a couple of statements and then just a question. So where do I want to start? Okay. Today is my 90th day for my 6-phase meditation and the God memorandum. Yay! 10 more days. But even after I know, even after the 10 days, it's something that I will just still consider or continue to do. But one of the things I wanted to say is just, you're freaking amazing. Just everything that you've taught and you've helped, and I can't. There's probably so many people out there that you've helped that you have no idea the impact you've had. I mean, you've brought my joy back, and for that I will be eternally grateful. Okay. So the other thing is that it's funny, and what reminded me of that is the other day, I know something happened in my the dogs are barking or whining, and something else was happening, and my husband says to me, he goes, "How does that not bother you? How does that not affect you?" I said, "I don't know. I'm happy and it doesn't bother me." And it's just it's amazing that the things that used to get me are they just don't anymore. And that is thanks to you and the things that you've
huge.
The other thing I wanted to say is, do you remember, I think it was last week on the AMA, I was talking to you about the part-time job I have, which come June, I mean, that will end for other reasons. I'm going to stop it, but I am grateful for the training it has given me. And I think I was telling you what we have to do, and we have to ask people about opening up this store credit card, and other people are just so afraid. Every single time I work, I usually talk between 50 and 60 people. Every single time I'm getting at least one. So
Yeah.
I'm used to all these no's, and I'm getting good at no's. And the other thing I'm getting really good at, and I thank you for this, is just one of the things I've learned from you and I'm doing now on a regular basis is just being heartfelt to people and, talking to them, being human and saying hello. So when people come up, and I only have a couple of minutes,
Right.
just saying hello. You're getting baby stuff. Are you expecting a new baby? Are you having a grandchild? Dog toys, what do you have? What kind of dog you're getting? What type of dog do you have? And it's funny because this past week has been very different in that people have walked away and they're like, thank you. This was nice. Mind you, it's minutes. And I made a little impact in that person's life just by caring.
Yeah.
And no, don't clap for me. That's for you. And you taught me that. And I'll be eternally grateful for that. Okay. That's all I wanted to say. My question I have is, I'm very anal and I like to understand how to do things. So if I'm understanding correctly, I'm still going to continue my 6 phase of meditation in the morning. I will still listen to, which I do every day that I can, The Science of Getting Rich, and then the God Memorandum at night. And then if I'm understanding correctly, I'm going to reach out to as many people as I can, either via messenger and voice clips or actually, face to face, and give away a link to this book and have them read for, chapters 4, 14, and 7. And when they respond to me, then I'm going to ask them, can I ask a favor? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're absolutely correct.
Okay.
And one of the things that I do, Mary, is, again, if you come from your instincts, everyone is uniquely different and everyone's got different DNA.
Right.
And so if you just get into the energy, get into the feeling good before you talk to them and just trust your instincts. So the one way that I've always introduced the science of getting rich is I was thinking, if I reached out to you, Mary, and said, hi, Mary, I just wanted to reach out to you. I hope everything's going great with you and yours during these crazy times. And so I just thought I'd like to connect to you because I noticed that you've been following me and I would like to connect with you. And so then when they reach back and say, thank you very much, that was really nice. And, how's your family? Then my response could be, Mary, thank you very much for asking. We are doing awesome. And I always find that during difficult times like this, I go back to the science of getting rich, because it's not only rich in financial, but it's rich in lifestyle. It's rich in happiness. It's rich with your family. Have you ever heard of that book?
I get it. Okay. So basically make that connection, which it's easy to do, only takes a minute. So make that connection and then ask if you can send them a copy of the link or ask them if they've heard of the book. And then, okay, perfect.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. Because when you guys start learning to give before you ask for anything, the magic will happen. You'll see the magic come back.
And it's more rewarding, really. It really
totally
is.
Because I know this is going to sound weird to a lot of you, but this will probably help Corky too. The reward that I want back in my life is not financial.
Right.
And by me not thinking about it being financial, just seeing how many people I can touch, that has been an incredible blessing on the side. It's like, people remember me sharing this book with them. And then when they go through hard times, they look back at me. They remember me, and And it's funny, most people are reaching back to me right now, you guys, because they notice that I'm no longer leading with the opportunity. I no longer, because I changed always with the opportunity. Now I'm leading with gifting again. And now
Gotcha.
I'm seeing magic happen. So thank you,
Perfect.
Mary.
Thank you.
Mary, thank you so much. And Robert, I'm going to, the two of the questions you just basically answered. So I'm going to remind people to rewatch this point. It's about 1 hour and 50 minutes. Akbar Mirza and Sarah Good. I think what Robert just did and some of the earlier information will answer your questions about how to approach customers and make them agree to get involved with what it is that you are doing.
Right.
So in a nutshell, that is the best way to answer those questions. Let's go ahead and continue because we still have a lot of hands raised.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much time you do have, Robert, because I know we're coming up on the top of the hour.
I believe it or not, we'll go for a little bit more, but I got to be quicker.
All right, then here we go. Arlene Fisher, please go ahead, turn on your camera. You are next. Sandy Baker, you're coming up, and Jaren Jones also. So Arlene, are you still here? Go ahead and turn on your camera. There you go. And ask your question.
Robert, hi, good afternoon, good evening.
Hi, Arlene.
Before I get started with you, congratulations on being into the Hall of Fame. It's awesome. Okay, you deserve it. You deserved it 6 years ago. But anyway, make this real quick. My main purpose in coming on here was to give an exclamation and a shout out to the sound of The Secret. I'm talking about The Secret DVD. In my past network marketing company back in 2006, 7, and 8, I was introduced into The Secret. And I can share a belief with you that it does work. I'm living proof. I interviewed for a job, and because I lost one job, I interviewed for a job. 2 days later, and after the job, I had 2 interviews. After the second interview, but even after the first interview, I was seeing in my mind's eye me driving to that job every day down the highway. I was seeing myself sitting at the desk every day. The day after I got the second interview, I had a FedEx delivery package to my door. They had a job offer. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was making 40 grand a year out the gate, right?
Wow.
Okay. So, but the second thing I can tell you, the reason why that secret is such a good thing is because in 2008, I moved into a rental house. In 2008 in January the 2nd. And I told my son, in 2 years, I'm going to buy my house, come hell or high water. If it's going to be legal, I'm going to do it right. And I did. I thought in my mind's eye, I saw that house that I wanted. And do you know, I'm not joking you one bit. In December, the last Wednesday of December of 2009, I closed on my house and I moved into my house January the 2nd of 2010. So the secret does work, but I'm telling you, I lost that job that I got after 14 years of being on it. So I'm reinventing myself. I've been in MDC since 2018. I followed you for a while, then I followed a different team. I've disassociated myself with that team because I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not a very big Facebook fan. I don't do a lot of lives.
Right.
Don't really like lives. And I know, a lot of people pump that up and say that's what you need to do, but I don't like doing them. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and ask you how to do this business and how to make it grow because I think I already know. But the one thing I do want to share with you is I have tried the gifting thing, but with something else, not something like you're recommending, but with a $100 travel gift card. And I got no takers. So why won't that work?
Well, because just ask yourself this simple question. If, how would you feel if, and how would you act if? So when High Life Travel came out and then the cards came out, you seen me in this video accidentally click on a link of a playlist of nothing but high life travel stuff. And when you're trying to give somebody a prepaid travel, they're just getting the wrong feeling. There's there's got to be some kind of strings attached. And so if you guys notice, that when you ask people to do something, and part of that doing something is filling out a form online, that does not make them feel like that's a gift.
Yeah, because they would come back and say, well, what do I got to do? Or what, is there a catch? Is there a catch? No, I'm giving you $100 in free travel savings. What do you mean? Was there a catch?
Yeah. So, and believe it or not, I know when I shared it and did that as well, I did a post, I got 125 people that said they wanted the $100 gift card. And so I went off the certain way. And a couple of times I shared that I led with Akashics for a while. I led with HempWorks for a while, CBD when I first got in. I led with High Life Travel. And every time I get off track, the duplication stops, people don't make any money, and then people leave. And so, yeah, I hope that helped you.
Okay, well, thank you very much. I'm going to be going back to the Science of Getting Rich.
Yeah.
I was in a thing one time that you had on the Vision group about reading and doing some things with that. So I have kind of gotten strayed away too with certain things. So I need to get back on track, but I appreciate your time.
I appreciate you very, very much. And I will start working on the Vision group to start making it the way it was when I first got in. I mean, my God, it's crazy how fast we went to super affiliate. So I'm seeing people that are supposed to be the best of the best of the best that are getting involved in not only MDCs and their other companies, but they didn't have that 2 years that we had. 2018, 19 was some pretty spectacular growth. And I had everyone back then sharing this Science of Getting Rich. So I feel sort of stupid getting distracted. But I honestly just became lazy. I hit super affiliate and then I went, so what? That wasn't that big of a deal. And then, like I said, instead of focusing on impacting 1 million people, I focused on going to master. So then I got people that, hey, what could be a better gift than being a free affiliate? So I shortcut the process and I messed up.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. I mean, it's one thing to hit where you hit, and then it's another thing to sit there and say, I screwed up, and this is how I screwed up. Yeah. Here's the lesson. Don't do what I did. Do what I say do.
Yeah. And the other thing is I didn't lead by example. I feel bad about that as well. If I'm leading by example and I'm doing videos showing people exactly how I'm getting people involved and how I'm getting them a check, that's better than just saying, well, everyone just do what you want to do. So for the last 3 years, I've pretty much have been telling people, and it was the pandemic, but I can't make that as an excuse. So the pandemic happened. Everyone was doing stuff a little different because of the pandemic. And I was like, hey, I'm making $1 million a year. I could just hang out. Because I didn't know how long this was going to last either.
Well, thank you very much.
Well, thank you. You're a blessing. It's nice to have you on here.
Well, if you're going to be in Tennessee in June, I'll see you there.
Yeah, I got to get a hug from you.
And I do think that we need to have a meeting, a separate meeting, like the other person suggested. I think that would be a good thing.
We're going to do it. We're going to have a vision team or vision group, or I don't know if I like the word name, the vision team or group. I don't know. Maybe we call it the vision community or something, because then it's not a team or a group. Maybe I already came up with the thought. So Craig.
Well, I'm not direct to you, but I have chosen to move on and leave the other group that I was in because I'm just not getting as much results with that group. So I'm going to start.
I'll adopt you.
Okay, you can adopt me.
Okay.
Thank you, Robert. I'm up for adoption. Nobody was willing, but I'm glad.
I'll take you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be your forever family.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Love you. Thank you.
Arlene, thank you so much. And you know, interesting, Robert, you were saying about that, the name. I mean, already people are posting in the chat, visionaries or people of vision, Vision Nation. So, I mean, there's a couple of them in there that, or you know what? Also, we did use tribe at one time. So yeah, there's some things to think about.
Yeah. I like some of the, when Corky said Vision Nation, as long as people didn't associate us with other kind of nations. You know what I mean? So there's groups out there that, you know, I don't want to be associated with Fox Nation. Don't get mad at me. But it's like, you know, I'm just not about a bunch of group of people hating at another group of people. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat either. I just don't want to be involved in any people hating stuff.
Well,
Okay.
we appreciate everybody sharing their ideas here. Or yeah, Corky just said North Pole Nation.
Very good.
With the red and green and what you're wearing, Corky, you're on. Okay. Thank you, Arlene, again. Sandy Baker, thank you so much for waiting. There's your cue to unmute. Please open up and share with us.
All right. First of all, I'm not underneath Robert either. He adopted me too. So thank you very much. I so appreciate that.
I love adopting people.
And then the question I have is, you were talking about how you look at the pages of the books and you auto record it yourself.
Yeah.
Are you doing that for just those 3 chapters or for like the whole book?
I'm going to do them all. So when I start on Monday, what I'm going to do is there's 7 and 8 minutes. Come on, there's 12 minutes, right? So here's my thing. When I start on Monday and we start streaming on Monday, the very first thing is we'll do a short intro. And then what we'll do is we'll immediately listen to this and read through it and then go into it.
Okay, got it.
So then I'll have it on every one. And yeah, great question. And I'm using what I found. I don't even know this guy's name, but I'll make sure to share that. But I just went on Audible and found the one that was rated. I always check the best rating and then the count number, right? Okay. So that. Believe it or not, that's how I do on YouTube too. I'll go to someone's YouTube channel. The first tab that I click on is video, and then it brings up current and then popular. And I click on their most popular video. I see how many counts they have and then how long it is. And then that's the way you guys got to understand, as an automotive engineer, documentation beats conversation is the way that I measure everything. The way I measure everything. And I learned that from a billionaire. So it's like, it's part of my filter. So someone will say, hey, have you heard of so-and-so? And I go, no, I haven't. Let me Google them. Let me Google her and find out, you know, so, hey, Sandy, I got some incredible things to teach you. And then people go on the internet and they go, well, they're a life coach and they have no followers. That's always, they're teaching social media and they don't have any followers. They got one video that's got like 9 views and 2 comments and 1 share. It's like, you know, I love the internet because that's really played an even field for me. So when people say, hey, this is an awesome book, you know, well, yeah, I can go to Amazon and I'll tell you whether or not it's an awesome book. But when you really get clearly defined, Sandy, on what you would like to have your life look like 3 years from now, you wake up, you're experiencing your perfect day, which, by the way, I've told you guys this. If you write down your perfect day and keep getting it more clearly defined, I'm telling you, your perfect day will happen faster than 3 years from now. I promise you. I promise you it will. But it's a way to set up the mind. It's a way to set up the mind to have, you know, not only something to look forward to, but what is going on. You know what I mean? Where you're waking up, the people that are with you, what are you doing? all of that stuff, and so, waking up and not having any despair about income. I know, yeah, I share this stuff with you guys and it sounds like bragging, but imagine hiring someone that you talk to through a chat once a year. That's called a CPA and an accountant.
Mhm.
Robert, got anything to share with me about, your taxes and stuff? It's like, nah, I refinanced the house at 2.3%. We did that, and they do my accounting, they do payroll, they pay all the bills, everything's on auto. It's like every one of you need to have that part of your perfect day.
Mhm. I've got one last thing.
Okay, please.
I love and appreciate you so much.
I love and appreciate you, Sandy. You guys are all awesome, man. We're really, are you guys starting to see when we start just sharing? Because I'm being brutally honest with you guys. When I'm not focused on what I'm looking forward to, I get frustrated. And when I get frustrated, that's when you hear me start beating people up for being distracted. Have you guys ever heard of this phrase? Sometimes the things that you're teaching most on should be things that you should be doing in your own life. So in the last couple of years, I've been very frustrated and upset. And why is everyone not focused? Why is everyone distracted, not following the certain way? I just wish I would have listened to myself. Because if I would have stepped back and went, okay, what the hell were you doing when you were bringing in 20,000 people in a month? And you guys are going to watch that happen again. When you're doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, Craig Jackman worked for the company that I was blowing up. This guy had access to the checks that were coming out. And there were always these people around me that just did not want to do the things the way I did them. And they constantly had this yo-yo going on with their rank advance and their income. And mine was just constantly steady. Every year they'd give away the awards for the top 10 people, and 9 people other than me standing on stage were all on my team. That's when you're embarrassing people. Imagine MDC doing a convention and handing out the 10 top people, and someone in the audience goes, did you realize there's nobody on stage in anybody else's group? Yeah, but no, other leaders don't want to bring that out. But hey, I don't care if you're on my team or not in this company. Just let's go out and I'll make a difference. Craig?
And honest to God witness to that. I will validate that, verify it, certified, sealed, end of story, period, Robert. Yes, everybody, this is the way.
This is the way.
All right, let's go ahead, move on. We still got a few more people with their hands raised, and bless you, Robert, for taking the extra time, because I know we usually try to keep it
Craig. I was
2 hours.
Worried about you having to go someplace.
I'm good. This is amazing. This is awesome, and that's the reason why we are with the amazing Robert Hollis.
I'm back.
Yes. Woo-hoo! Jaron Jones. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Here's your unmute. Please do share with us.
Are you able to hear me right now?
How you doing, Jaron?
I'm doing good. So I think a couple days ago, because I had been asking you questions, I think like just on and off for a number of weeks, and you would like give me answers, and I would just be like, okay, and then I would try it, and then it just, it wouldn't work at all because I was completely like screwed up. And then you told me to get this book, and I got it, and I read it, and I couldn't stop reading it. And when I finished it, I immediately understood. I was like, oh, there was no way without reading this book I was ever going to be able to make anything, significant happen in this business.
Wow.
So it just, big time. It was I can't stop reading it. I was reading it up until the AMA, and then I'll probably be reading it afterwards.
I love you, my friend. I love you.
Thank you. I love you too for everything you've taught us. But my question is just simple. So you said that when we are talking to people, our goal now is to give them the gift of the science of getting rich.
Right.
Chapters 4, 14, and 7. So are we giving them that in some kind of written format, or they getting an audio? Or how are we giving that to them?
Thank you very much for bringing that up. I'm going to right now. This is what I'm using personally, and I'll repost it in here. And what I'm doing is I love posting it just the way I'm going to post it. So this will be not only the audios, but by the time I finish this, it's going to be the audios and in written form at the same time.
Okay.
So there's two things that you can do while I'm going through this course. First of all, if you shared this bottom link and said, hey, I don't know if you've heard of the Science of Getting Rich. It was written in 1910. And I just wanted to give you the audios and the book. And they're free. So the only way that I would ask you to make this better is to take these videos that are audios, but they're going to be audios, and then people can read them at the same time, like I showed you. Is when I finish this, you're allowed to take them as they are, or take them, and I want you to put them on your own YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
So I want to teach in this course how to create a YouTube channel, which is very easy. And then also how to click on a Google Drive link that will allow them to download that content and upload it to their own YouTube channel.
So everybody will have it on their own channel is the goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's going to be huge.
I just got chills. So the goal is for me to teach people how to build an audience on their own YouTube channel.
So we'll all have to we'll all make our channels, we'll all upload the book, audio, and of course reading, and we'll all be building audiences at the same time.
Yeah. And then as soon as you hit 1,000 subscribers and 5,000 views, then you can monetize it. Now you got an extra income stream.
Ah, that is going to be crazy.
So Doreen, thank you for bringing that up, man.
Thank you.
So you're okay with the path?
Yes, I am. Yes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, my friend.
Duran, thank you so much. And this again, documentation beats conversation. This is the way.
Yeah, that'll be the new tagline, man. This is the way.
Absolutely. Angela Castleman, thank you so much for your patience. Go ahead, unmute yourself, and please share.
Angela?
I know she's unmuted.
She did.
I see her.
She didn't press the wrong button. Oh, there she is.
All right, she just muted herself.
There you are.
All right, Angela, let's try it once again. Go for it.
What she's doing is she's unmuting, but we can't hear her. I don't know why her microphone's not working.
Well, Angela, we're going to move on. But if you do have the question, go ahead and type it in the chat and I will ask it on your behalf. How's that?
Or we'll try her again after we get done with Scott.
That sounds good. Scott McKinney. Let's go back to you. Go ahead and unmute yourself. I just sent you the signal and please share.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
We can. Oh yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
We can hear you. You're a little stuttery.
This is Mission Control. Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. All right. Very good. All I got to say is thank you so much, Robert, for adopting me too. And I really appreciate that. And even though Aaron Parker is my direct sponsor from 4.5 years ago, even though I said I'd never get one of these again, look at me now. I've decided to go full time, and I've been doing it full time for 5.5 months.
I'm proud of you,
It's
brother.
been a journey, my friend. Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. I'm very proud of you too. And you know, they say growth is very painful, and I guess that's a good thing that my head is spinning. So I might be all over the map right here. So I just want to apologize in advance.
No.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, one time I had a mentor tell me, Robert, have you ever tried to learn to juggle?
Yeah.
And I went, no. And he says, well, if you learn to juggle, you start by throwing one ball.
Exactly.
Can you get good at throwing it up and catching it and throwing it up and catching it? Is there any way I can get you focus on one ball right now? And I went, yeah. And he says, you got to get people to get this gift. Right? So people, you find the right people at the right time in their life, they'll run you over to get the information, Scott.
Yeah.
And everyone on here is evidence of that. I always tell people all the time, when you find the right people at the right time, they ask you for your link. They create an account. They buy stuff. It's like you're not begging them or trying to convince them. So I'm proud of you, man.
No, exactly. Thank you so much. And you know, it's a lot of work on myself because you got to understand, you know, I've got 29 years of sales experience, you know, from the mortgage business. I did investments back in the 90s where people, you know, were calling in and you know, they'd invest $50,000 in gas and oil, and then we'd send it over to, let me get Ari on the line. He's my closer. I'm the opener. He's the closer. So
salespeople really struggle with this. They really do.
Yeah. But the exciting thing is I've had some wins. I've been getting in the bonus pool, you know, more than once. I had, you know, 5 people, and the whole focus is get your 4. And I'm like, okay, done it, right?
Right.
Get to 1K, and it's the first time in network marketing. Okay, I got beyond 1K, I almost hit 2K, right?
Right. I'm proud of you, Scott.
And well, thank you. And instead of just enrolling a few people and having no fruit on the tree, the people are actually getting products. They're coming in. I think I've enrolled, I don't know, 40, 50 people, and they've had money on the tree, so to speak. But my thing is,
the best feeling in the world is helping other people change their lives. There's nothing better.
Yeah. So it gave me a glimpse that, you know, I'm like, if Robert can do it and Aaron can do it, and I'm having, you know, flashes of success, I think it's possible. Like, I'm really starting to believe. And as I go through the science of getting rich, it's like blowing my mind, because when you hear that word rich, most people are thinking, oh my God, it's all about dollars and cents. And, you know, I'm trying to convey to them, it's not about just, you know, making dollars and cents, right?
Right.
It's about increasing value for people. It's about increasing gratitude in your heart, and, you know, loving your heart for other people. I'm really beginning to see it's leading by building the business and building people up rather than the products. Am I correct on saying that?
Wow. Wow.
So I am having some paradigm shifts. They're starting to pop. It's starting to pop right here. But most importantly, right here in the heart is where we need to get, because like you said, when we get on the Facebook Messenger and we're sending those audio clips out, people can hear the excitement in our voice, and we're not just going through the motions like this is just another person. I just got to slam them up against the wall and no. It's about, do I really care about this human being and maybe saving their life?
Yeah, Scott, all these people that reach out to me with their business opportunity telling me, hey, do you invest in crypto? And hey, I got this mining thing. And hey, I got this investing thing. Or, you know, have you checked out this product or this product or this product? You know, and I'll be bold with you guys. There's a lot of people that are approaching me right now with this Living Good company, right? And I'm not going to say anything negative, but I just tell them, I said, I'm sorry. I'm in the people business. And they don't know how to respond to that, because the message that Living Good is giving is everyone's products are too expensive, and you can get in our company, buy cheaper products, and you don't have to do anything and you'll get paid. Just pay to get in and pay your $10 a month, and everything is going to be fine for you. And it's like, all I'll tell you is that Ben Galensky has been doing this for years. And if someone won't Google his name, then this is part of their journey. This is part of their journey when they'll realize that, you know, getting involved in something just to make money and not treating it like a people business is going to bite you in the ass. That's when you got people that are part of the NFL, no friends left, because they didn't treat it like a people business, and they just got everybody in and got their money, and then no one really got what they were promised, and now you got a bunch of people mad at you. And that's why that's why all these industries have bad names to them, is because people don't treat it like a people business, and they don't go, it's the golden rule, isn't it, Scott? It's like, listen, if I could give anybody anything, I would want to give them the awareness that my mentors gave me.
Yeah, well, the awareness that you gave me was to get on that 6-phase meditation and do it for 100 days. And I don't know if it's been 100 days, but January 1st is when I've started, and I've done it every morning when I wake up. Is it about 99 or 100 days now? We're April 8th, correct?
Yeah.
But to be totally transparent.
Here I have a question for all of you guys. Do you think that when I got up this morning, do you think that I prayed and listened to the 6-phase meditation?
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt. It's just a part of me. It's just a part of me.
Yeah.
I was telling a person the other day, I said, do you pray every morning? And he goes, no. And I said, so you really can't spare 5 minutes?
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
So when you get up and go, oh my God, I'm late. No, you're not. Yeah. It's 5 minutes.
However, I learned a very valuable lesson where I personally got off track, to be totally transparent, is when I copied that other person's 414.7 and gave it over to you instead of giving out my own seed. So that was a huge lesson learned. I will never do that again.
You know what? All I ask people to do is, you know, when people say, well, listen, things are not working right, I go, listen, send me what you're sending to people. I want to see what the very first connection is. And most people are going, God dang it. It's like, what? You're not doing it the way I'm doing it. I'll send you the message back. I do it different than you do. And if you treat it like a people business and you get people to understand that you really, really care, you really, really care. And I've helped people all over the world, like some of the nice people said today. I've helped people all over the world, and they've never, ever bought anything from me, Scott. And they've never, ever been in any of my businesses.
Yeah.
But I connected them to the, you know, the science of getting rich and it warped their brain. And then all of a sudden, the next thing they do, they call me up and they go, hey, Robert, I just need you. Timothy Watucky is one of my favorite stories. So Timothy Watucky always wanted to be a talent agent. He moved to California to be a talent agent. And in my mind, I'm going, how competitive is that industry?
Yeah.
And he said, no, I'm going to do it different. I'm going to be unique, and I'm going to be different. And I'm going to get my feet in. And he calls me up and I said, Timothy, what are you doing? He said, I just sold my company. And I said, really? And he said, did you know that I had a model agency and an agency and a manager for people in the arts? And I said, no. And he says, yeah. He says, I met you in Encino, California. You told me to get that book. And I tried to do network marketing. It wasn't right for me. So I had the dream and the vision of creating my own talent agency. And I said, so why are you calling me? He goes, I just sold it for $13 million. And I said, you got my phone number. Do you still have my address?
That's crazy. Well, anyway, I say I'll just say this because I want to ask my question. And there's
oh my God, you said all that? You said all that? You still have a question?
I still have a question to ask, and I guess there's a little bit of hesitancy because you're probably like, Scott, you sure already know this by now, but apparently I don't. And one of the things that I'm finding with some of the resistance that I'm getting is, when you send the video or the audio out, I find a lot of people, they're busy, they have no money, they only watch quarter or half of the video, they didn't watch the entire thing. Even though I said, grab a notepad, watch the entire thing, I preface it with that, and they still don't do that. What can I do better to do that? So then I get my 4 every week, get my 4, I have my 16 in a month or more, so that this thing duplicates. Because I know the success of a network marketer, it's got to duplicate 3 levels deep, right? Once it goes 3 levels deep, then you have that residual, the binary kicks in, the whole bit,
right?
And then you really have successful business. Am I right? And how do you do that morally?
Yeah, I all of your messaging, Scott, is still, that I'll send you a video that I did on the salesman syndrome, because in my opinion, you are so grossly overselling still.
Right.
You're way better than I am, but you're used to telling people what to do, and people don't like that.
Right.
So if you re-listen to your message and you say, hey, I'm sending you a video, get a notebook and paper and watch this video, their mind is going, no, no, and no.
Yeah.
And you don't realize that you're doing it.
Right.
So if you found the opposite personality trait from you, let me honestly, I don't want to have Craig be doing more than he's already doing. But if you sent,
you're talking about the one that I just posted?
Yeah. If you reached out to Craig or Lisa, I'm trying to look at Mary is one. There's quite a few people that follow me that are the opposite personality of you. And if Scott, if you reached out, Corky, if you reached out to these people and said, what do you think of this message? And they go, you wouldn't get me to even return your message.
Yeah. And then you got to deal with about 16 different personality types out there. So, again, it's not a cookie cutter thing. You got to kind of.
It is a cookie cutter thing.
It is?
Yes.
Okay. I'm all ears. Tell me more.
If you would reach out with the intentions of doing nothing but putting people in a better place and making them feel better.
Okay.
Then you're going to put them in a place where they know, like, and trust you, Scott.
Okay.
And when they know, like, and trust you, and then you ask them to do you a favor instead of telling them what to do.
Right. I do use that. Can you do me a huge personal favor? I appreciate that. I use that a lot.
Right.
I do use
Because
that a
you
lot.
send when you send me your stuff, you're looking at it through your perspective and you're getting better, Scott. I'm telling you, you are getting better every time you're doing it.
Oh, I know. I've had a couple breakthroughs and I feel like I'm just this close, and but it takes a lot of patience. You have to be patient.
So when all you got to realize, Scott, is that my goal, let me share you my vision. My vision is to have 1 million people in my organization that I put in a better place than when I met them. And so if 87% of those people are not sales types, and you're telling them, I'm going to be bold with you, my friend. Aaron Parker could not be more of an A-type personality. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is awesome. This is what you do.
Well, that comes from the military background, being a Marine.
All right. So when I did that, everyone raised their hand if that made you feel better.
Not really.
So what you try to do, Scott, you try to use a little bit of you and a little bit of Aaron and a little bit of me, and your recipe tastes like garbage.
Yeah, I got to be me, Scott McKinney.
Yeah. If you thought of this, when you're looking at an individual and you're thinking about reaching them out, what if the intention was only to make them feel better?
Right.
Scott, when I make people feel better and I ask them if they would be interested in creating a free account and possibly changing $200 of their buying power away from big box stores and Amazon, just enough to try these products out for a 60-day money-back guarantee. I make them feel good. And then when I share with them, if they know of anybody, see, if you notice in the vision group, the vision community, the way that I was taught how to do this business, I'm not going to tell you that you need to get your 4. I'm not going to tell you that you need to be binary qualified. I'm not going to tell you that if you don't get your 4 and get on the leaderboard, that you're a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
Because I know that I know that probably 99% of the people in my group are never going to make those things happen.
So should my focus be on a bigger number than 4? Like when I did the extreme golf, in 2 years or 7 years of doing that, I venture to say I went through about 200, probably over 2 million golf balls. I mean, I don't know. We lost track of count. Should I focus on the bigger number?
Scott, listen. Yeah. This is not about you. This is about people.
Right. But reaching out to 100,000 people, 500,000 people. Should I get that bigger number?
What if your focus, Scott, was just to consistently do something simple? Do you know that I have more active people front level to me than you and Aaron combined?
Oh yeah, no doubt. I mean, you're the master, you're the expert. But
do you know why I do? Do you know why I do?
Tell me.
They like me.
Yeah.
I make them feel good. Let me say that again. They like me. I make them feel good. I don't reach out to Chris and say, Chris, are you not going to get bonus qualified again this month?
Yeah.
Do I have to leave you out of my post? Because I'm just going to make posts for the leaders. I'm just going to make posts for the people that are binary qualified. Listen, Chris, I'm not even going to allow you to get in my other private groups. You're lucky that you got in this private group. Yeah, my goal is to make Chris feel like shit.
So do you make them feel good while you're thinking about the big number of having 1 million people, subscribed people, or just make them feel good, period?
I want to make them feel good so they consistently buy the product every month.
Got it.
And out of all the people that buy the product every month, that puts their family in a better position, some of those people, Scott, are going to go, you know what? He made me feel good. I've been buying this product. I like this product. And then every once in a while, I get people that call me up, and Chris calls me up and he goes, Robert, I know this is a silly question, but I was goofing off with my friends, telling them how much I like the coffee. And one of them said, why don't you hook a brother up? And I don't even know how to do that. I'm like, Chris, it's simple. Just become an affiliate. I'll show you how to take your affiliate link and send it to them.
Yeah.
And then Chris calls me up and says, I got something in my credit wallet. And I said, yeah. He goes, I didn't know you were going to get paid from doing that. I take them baby steps, little tiny baby steps.
Right. Maybe need to back up a little bit, take more baby steps to get to the ultimate goal rather than trying to rush or shortcut the system. Am I right?
Yeah, if you bring people in like the salesman syndrome, I'll send you a video on this, because people that get in this have no problem recruiting and closing people all day long. They just won't be here, Scott, in 90 days.
Yeah, I want to develop a team.
They won't be here because
I have a vision for a team.
Because you didn't make them feel good.
Yeah. Okay.
This is all about being on the leaderboard. This is all about, if you don't get 4 people and get in the bonus pool, you're an idiot. This is all about not being binary qualified. This is all about, I didn't do the right thing, so I'm kicked out of the group.
Yeah. And just making them feel good. Part of it has to do with self-development inside of me as I work on myself more, and that'll be portrayed when I reach out to them with the voice clips and give them more value with the science of getting rich.
Absolutely, Scott. When you start looking at this as a lot of people doing a little bit instead of a few people doing a lot.
Yep.
Your number one goal is to help somebody with baby steps. And since you got me on this tangent, Scott, you guys heard me say this. You know, people talk about onboarding someone.
Yeah.
I've never heard of that phrase, and I don't do that. Why?
Interesting.
Why should I spend all the time showing them how to set up their back office when Josh Swagel is smart enough to default everything? So when I get a new affiliate in, I don't need to go through their whole back office and show them how to use a holding tank, how to, set up, how to get paid, how to do all of this stuff. And the more stuff that you teach people to do, Scott, it would be just like if I was teaching you and you knew nothing about driving.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, Scott, before we get started, let me tell you what cruise control is. Let me teach you what your windshield wipers, how you can set your windshield wipers to do a perfect timing based on how much it rains. Let me show you how to set climate control. It's really important by the way, the climate control is usually different between the front seats and the passenger seat, and also the back seat. Let me show you how to work all the climate control.
Got it.
And now let's talk about the stereo. We got XM, and then we got radio, and then it's like onboarding. If you sit down with a person, you come from a background in sales, Scott.
Yeah.
If I come on the showroom, if I come on the parking lot and you're up and you walk up and say, hey, I'm Scott. Hi, I'm Robert. This is Terry. What kind of car are you guys looking for? You don't onboard me. You ask me questions and you listen.
Yes.
Oh, I think we're looking for an SUV, just a plain SUV or a luxury SUV. Well, luxury. Is there a certain color you like? Yeah, my wife likes black. Well, why don't we just start off looking at some of the, higher up SUVs that are in the black color, and we'll start from there. And right after my wife says, I sort of like this one, you go, hey, hang on a second. Let me go get the keys and we'll take it for a test drive. You know where people mess up network marketing? They take them to a car that they don't like and they sit them in that car and they start going through onboarding. Doug Quas has sold me and my wife probably 10 Cadillacs. You know when he goes through the inboarding? After we bought it. Yeah. After we bought it, he sits us down and he says, what do you want to learn to run? And Terry goes, I don't like cruise. I'm a control freak. I'm driving my own car. So what do you want to know? He knows my wife well enough that he's only going to teach her the stuff that she wants to know right now. So if you want to stop duplication, Scott, plug them into 8 groups, plug them into 4 groups and on Facebook, then plug them into YouTube groups, and then plug them into the 4. I don't plug anybody into any of the Telegram groups. Are you kidding me? If I plug people into the Telegram group, they quit.
Yeah, I just want to keep it simple like you.
So I don't need to tell them. I don't need to tell them how to get their money. I want them to be like Chris. And hey, listen, I got an email today and it said, congratulations for getting paid. I don't even know what I did. Well, that money's in your credit wallet. Where's that at? Let me show you. Oh my God, I made $72. Yeah, do you want to leave it there or you want to withdraw it? I'll just leave it there right now. Awesome.
Yeah. Well,
so
I will say,
the goal, Scott, and we got to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the goal, Scott, is how easy you can get someone paid with the littlest steps that they need to do.
By next Thursday.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is, and the benefit I have with a sales marketing background is I do like people and I have been trained to listen very closely. That's the good news.
Yes.
Now, the only thing that I need to marry it together is doing it the certain way. That's where I'm falling short. I'm either skipping a step, omitting a step, or doing too much of the onboarding. I think if I eliminate some of that, tweak some of this, I think we're there. We're like right there.
Yeah. All you got to do is change your mentality to back when you were the best in sales, that you were listening to what they need and you were only getting them that.
Boom. Love it.
That's it. You'll get to upsell them later.
All right, this is gold, man. This is I'm going to say in 10 years, this is the best conversation that you and I have ever had.
No doubt.
Right now, right here.
No doubt, because now you're in it. And now you're in it, you're going, what do I need to focus on? You need to focus on helping other people be happy with you. All right. Craig, when was the first time that you and I met?
Oh my gosh, I think it was Scott, I think it was about 2013, 2012, actually, I think 2012.
Yeah, we did the Healthy Coffee Gano Life back in, I think it was 2013, 10 years ago.
Yeah. I have people, Corky, how many people on here, raise your hand if you knew me before MDC? Why do these people keep coming back?
Because we know you're the expert and you care.
I do care. And I love each and every one of you.
we love you because you're an amazing human being and on all levels. I mean, my God, I brag about you. I'm like, this guy's a Christian. He's a believer. He's in heaven. He loves his wife. He loves his kids, his dogs. He's a multimillionaire. I brag about you all the time.
I love you, man.
And they're like,
I love you, man.
really?
I just need every one of you.
I'm like, yeah.
I just need every one of you to take my place.
All right. If I'm 1/10 of you, man, I'm gonna faint I'll just faint.
I love you, Scott.
If I'm 1/10 of you, I love you too, man.
All right.
Keep rocking. You're the man.
All right.
Scott, thank you so much. Wow. Lot there. Robert, we got one more person, and I'm hopefully we got her in this time. I think she said she got a mic squared away.
Oh,
Angela Castleman, let's go ahead, try it now, and see. If not, I do have her question.
Hi.
Hi, Angela. How are you?
Good. I'm highly abundant and deeply loved, Robert. How are you? I've added super excited to the end of it.
I'm blessed and highly favored and deeply loved.
So I'm grateful to you for adopting us also. And I'm glad that we're pivoting because it wasn't working and I started following other people again. And then, so I'm glad we're back on track. But I looked up the original PDF of Science of Getting Rich that you had us send out originally.
Right.
Is that one still good, or would you rather us stay with that website?
I would rather send Wikipedia source, and the reason why, you guys, is again documentation-based conversation. If someone can go on Wikipedia or Wiki source and see the book was written in 1910, and they know that one of the things that I love about Wiki, for those of you that don't know this, is there's a lot of volunteers that put information on there, but there's more volunteers that critique the people that are adding stuff. So the problem always with the Science of Getting Rich is twofold. We found out by me putting stuff up there that people are taking stuff out of it. Another thing is you'll notice a lot of PDFs and stuff like that. When you send someone a PDF, is still that thought pattern in there. Well, what did Angela take out, or what did she add? When you send someone a PDF, they may or may not be able to download it and open it up. I can guarantee you that Wiki has gone through all the devices, all the operating systems, all the browsers. Another thing that viewing the Wiki source leak, I know I'm going long here, but I'm just telling you guys the reasoning of my decision is when you're on that kind of a page, you can make the font smaller and bigger. You can do a lot of things with it that would make it challenging for other people, but you also can change it into different languages. You can't do that with a PDF. So Wiki is not interested in just delivering to English people. They're interested in delivering to everybody. So I've been able to send this link to people that are more comfortable with Spanish or Hungarian or some other language, and I send this link to them, and they immediately know how to read it. So there you go. Was that the only question, Angela? I see you're muted, so I think you did that.
Yeah, that was it. Thank you so much. It's very self-explanatory. That makes a lot more sense. So I'm glad. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I love you guys, and have a very happy Easter. I'm going to turn this over to Craig to close it down, and man, what a great time, man.
Oh, yes, that was so incredible. And just to let everybody know, there were a lot of links that were shared in both the Facebook chat and the Zoom chat. Everything is there that we've talked about where there is a link possible that Robert has shared with us. For those of you watching on Facebook, you can just find the link right there. For those of you watching in Zoom, there is a way, and I just shared that in the Zoom chat, for you to download the Zoom chat so you have those links. Very simple. Just click on the 3 dots to the right of the 2 where the chat is. And above then, you will see another link that says click on Save Chat. Click there, and the information will download onto your computer at the conclusion of this call. Oh my gosh. Wow. I need to give shout outs to John Tier, Bill Shoemaker, Mary Martyr, Corey, Mary Valchik, Agper Mirza, Marlene Fisher, Sarah Good, Sandy Baker, Jaren Jones, Daniel Vetter, and Ed Medina. I know you had questions, but they were answered during this presentation. Angela Castleman, Scott McKinney, and of course, I got to give it out to Matthew Hollis for putting this whole thing together so that we could do a nearly 3-hour AMA that was totally amazing, with all of this fantabulous information that Robert has shared. Boy, if your mind was not blown during this presentation, I don't know what was, because this was totally amazing. Watch the replay. Documentation beats conversation, and trust me, ladies and gentlemen, when I say the words, this is the certain way, and this is the way. This is where we are going. This is what we are doing. This is the vision. This is Robert Hollis, and Ask Me Anything. Bless you. Thank you so very much. We will unmute everybody so we can all say goodbye. Please be good to yourself, be cash, and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you,
everybody.
so much.
Michael, Jamie, Jerome, Jim, Karen, Angela, Bill, Renee, James, Sarah, Marie, Doreen, Corky. Oh, Jim's like cranking, man. Hey, Bill. Thanks, Arlene. Thanks, Vicky. Thanks, Angela. Got a bunch of Marys. Melody, I love you. Paul, Daniel, Randy, Danielle, Dr. Magula.
I never see how to unmute my chat or how to record the chat. Let's see here.
Oh, really? Yeah, I can hear you, Dee Dee. You probably
Dee Dee, I put it in the chat, so
yeah,
just follow those directions.
Dee Dee in the back. For the love of God! Hey, Greg.
I love you, Robert.
I love you too. I love you too. If you don't figure it out, ask Craig. He'll send it to you.
Okay, I never can figure it out. I type as you're giving them. I copy and paste, so I have most of them.
Cool. Okay, see
All right.
you, Eugene.
Happy
See you
Easter,
all.
guys.
I love you. Bye-bye. That was funny, Dee Dee. That was...
Bye-bye.
Bye.